Now, I don't know if I am just like, how do I even start this episode? Basically, I'm going to start it by just saying this. Basically, this episode is about monitors. It's about like 4K monitors in particular. Now, me personally, I don't know if I just have bad vision or if I'm just too old to notice. Meaning, like, I didn't have screens shoved in my face from the moment I was born. But like a 1080p monitor, 4K monitor, 8K monitor, I couldn't tell you the difference if my life depended on it. Now, I'm sure some people can, but I think this started out when I was young. When I was young, well, first and foremost, I'm Gen Z, but I grew up on old shit. Meaning I had like VHS players when I was a kid. I had, DVDs for most of my life. My first gaming console was an NES, the first gaming console period. PlayStation 1, I was playing PlayStation 1 in like the early to mid 2000s. Then I got a PlayStation 2. Um and then yeah, like Xbox 360 was like the first like modern console I ever had. I guess a DS. I had a DS, a DSi XL or whatever you call them. But I grew up playing like shitty games, or they're not shitty, but like graphic looking wise, they look old. Now I can still play them to this day because I grew up playing them. But kids these days could never play like Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PlayStation 2. You know what I'm talking about? That game fucking rocks. That's what I wanted EA to remake, and they just couldn't do it. Um, I can play those games. I can play the original Super Mario, no problem. I can play Duck Hunter on the NES. I can play the original Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation 1. I can do that. Kids these days cannot. And I think it's because we have this weird fixation with like video quality and resolution. It's the exact same thing with YouTube. It's the exact same thing with YouTube. You know, when I grew up, it wasn't like just like 140p or whatever like the minimum is, but it wasn't 1080p. It was like 720p max. And so when I watch like videos made today, because I have YouTube Premium, not to flex on you guys, but I do have YouTube Premium. But like they give you like the options for like the resolution and like the quality. And it's like I always just have it default to 1080p. But like occasionally I'll open up the drop menu and it's like 1080p enhanced bitrate, 4K, 8K, like all these different options above 1080p, and I will just cycle through them. I cannot tell you the difference in my life dependent on it. All I know is that when I'm at watching a video at 1080p and I switch it to 4K, my computer goes into like hyperdrive. But I cannot tell the difference. So that's what got me thinking, is it an issue with my monitor? And I really don't think so. I mean, how good can something look on a screen? I understand that there's a difference between 1080p and 4K, but is that extra price tag, that extra price point that a 4K monitor is above a 1080p monitor really worth like what, a 5% better visual experience? You know, a 1080p monitor gets shit done and they're dirt cheap. 4K monitor, God forbid 8K monitor, I truly believe I would not be able to tell the difference. Maybe if you put one of those images where it's like spot the 10 differences, like if you had like similar images, I could probably pick out like the differences. But if I was using a 1080p monitor for, my entire life, or not my entire life, but however long I've had this computer, like 6 years, and then I were to just all of a sudden get a 4K monitor, just get rid of my 1080p monitor, throw it out and get a new 4K monitor, I would not be able to tell you the difference. It would just be a waste of money. I just wouldn't be able to do it. So I don't know if I'm just stupid, if my eyes suck, or if this whole thing is just like if it's just hype, because that's what I think it is. I think it's just hype. I don't think that I don't think people can tell. You know, I don't think people can tell. So let me know your thoughts. Can you tell the difference? Don't lie, because I know if any of you tell a lie, I'll know it. No. So let me know down in the comments if you can even tell. I can't tell. 1080p versus 4K. It's just I'm at a loss. I truly am. I'm just at a loss. So I appreciate you listening to this, and I will see you tomorrow.